Okay, so in this video, let's talk about Google Photos. Let me go ahead and close these Dropbox items. I believe I've got Google Photos syncing, and I did this through a tool that I installed on your computer called Backup and Sync. And I told it to back up your photos from your picture folder. And I told it to do it in a high quality, but not in full quality. And the reason I did that was because it says that that's free. And I think we can change it if we want to make it so that you pay Google also every year and you upload the highest quality photographs. We can do that, but let's try this first and see how you like it. So I installed Backup and Sync. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And if you'll look down here where I'm pointing, and you see this little cloud with the arrows swirling, that's Google's Backup and Sync. It's working right now. I'm looking in your photos and I'm not seeing anything uploaded yet. So I'm not sure it's going to work, but I'm hopeful. But if you look at it, you'll see that it says it's syncing 1,100 of 1,500 photos. So it's still sort of scanning that pictures folder and it's working really hard. Okay, so that's an update on that. Now, I want to show you how you share files from this tool. Okay, so here's a picture. Let's say you want to share one single picture. Now I'm hovering over it. Notice how there's a little check mark there, and I can click it. And when I do that, I've selected it, and I can then share it. Okay, so I've got one selected. So over here, what do I want to do with that? I have a couple options. I can share it, I can add it to a special album, I can throw it away, or I can download it. I can edit some of its information, and I can archive it. I don't know what archive means, but in the case of Google Photos, but so there's a couple things I can do. So I have it selected. Again, you select it by clicking it, and then over here I'm going to share it. That's the main thing you want to know about. So you can do that by typing a name or an email. You could share it to Facebook. You could create a link. Um, it helps if you know the email addresses of the people that you want to share it with. So I'm going to type my email address, khewitt@gmail.com. I'm going to hit enter, and then I can type another one, davidcleaves@gmail.com. I'm going to hit enter, and one more, jhewitt@gmail.com. Hit enter. So I'm just sharing that with 3 people. You can add a message, hi, and then you can, hit send. And now that's shared with them. What if you wanted to share multiple photos at once? Well, you could select the way I showed you earlier. So I've got one selected right now. Let's scroll down and select a few more. Okay, so I've got 7 selected, and I can do the same thing. Click share, and then I can type emails to people, or, so I can do the same thing. Let me go ahead and, this is not my email, kimhewitt@gmail.com. I can do khewitt@gmail.com, jhewitt, and that's not his email. It's got a jhewitt E, that's not him. jhewitt@gmail.com. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to put a message. I'll just put test in there, and you can hit send. But what if we wanted to send them a link? You could do this. You could go like this. We're going to send these 5 pictures. 1, 2, 3. Notice I'm clicking again on the check mark for 5. Those 5 are selected. It even says up here 5 are selected. I can go to share, and I can go to create link. But there's one more step. You have to copy the link. You have to select it and copy it. Then you could go over to your email. I'm going to go ahead and go in your email since I know it's logged in and I know you're familiar with it. And I'm going to show you how you, so I've copied it. The link is copied, remember? And I haven't uncopied it. So we go into your mail and I'm going to compose a message. Because sometimes it's easier to send through like your Yahoo because that's where all your addresses are. Okay, Hewitt, J. Hewitt at Gmail. We'll do one more person. Peggy. Is that how you know? No, Margaret. Margaret Cleaves at Yahoo. Some cool photos. And then you can, here in the body of the message, you can paste. I'm going to do Control V. And there's that link because I never, it was always in the clipboard. I had copied it 5 minutes ago and there it is. And then you can hit send. So we can double check and see what that looks like for the person that receives it. I'm going to go into that sent message and it's right here, some cool photos. And when we receive it, we'll have this link and we'll open this up. And on our end, we will see these 5 photos. Remember, you selected those 5 and that's what we'll see on our end. And then we can actually interact and say things. So as you can see, Google Photos is very user-friendly. It's very user-friendly for sharing those photos. There's one more thing I want to show you about sharing in Google Photos, because right now all these photos are just on one level. It's like the top level. But there is this concept of albums, and it could be that you want to make an album. So let's see. Ooh, a rash. Okay, so let's make an album of Visit to Catherine. That's what we'll do. So we're going to select this, probably this, 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 and this, and a few more. This. Yep, okay. So I have a bunch selected. I don't have all of them, but 33. Okay, 33. Now remember, we could go to share, but we could also decide to make this into what we call an album so that you don't have to select them again in the future. It could be today you want to share them with somebody, and then in 2 weeks you might decide that you want this album that you've created through all this clicking. You want it to last beyond today. You want it to be a collection. So you can click this plus sign and select album. And you could put it in an existing album, but you want to make a new album. So it's going to open it up to a new page. You're going to give the title to the album, Visit to Catherine Fall. I'm calling it Visit to Catherine Fall 2018. Okay, Visit to Catherine Fall 2018. Hit the check mark. Now you've got those 33 pictures and videos in here. And you can always add more to it, and you can share in the same way we've talked about, where you can add an email address, or you could create a link and then copy that link, and then you could go over to your email and compose. I'm going to add a few people. Album of Visit to Catherine. And you can paste that in there, and that's the link, and you can send. And then let's go check. Let's go see what people receive. album of visit to Catherine. So on our end, when we open our email, it'll look kind of like this, and we'll click this. And on our end, we're going to just see the album. It's going to take us straight into the album. Okay? So that's the cool thing about Google Photos. I just hope that it actually works and syncs all of your photos as you can see, it's still syncing and it's still finding more pictures. Now it's showing that you have nearly 2,000 pictures. And I think it's going to take a while to do that. Okay, so that's Google Photos. Have fun.